Yesterday, students, we had discussed yesterday about stereoisomers. There are two types of stereoisomers: conformational isomers and configurational isomers. Conformational isomers and configurational isomers. So conformational isomers, the stereoisomers which can be interconverted rapidly at room temperature without breaking a covalent bond are called conformational isomers or conformers. Conformational isomers or conformers. Because such isomers can be readily interconverted, they cannot be separated under normal conditions. We have these examples: conformations of ethane and butane. This is ethane. This is Newman projection, staggered conformation of ethane. Staggered conformation of ethane, and this is eclipsed conformation of ethane. The same molecule, but it exists in many conformational isomers. But it exists in many isomeric forms, and that too conformational isomers or conformers. Okay, so the first one is staggered conformation. There are two types of projections. One is Newman projection, the other one is Sawhorse projection. We can draw it in Fisher projection also. We'll discuss later. Newman projection, you can see this Newman projection, ethane. This one is the front carbon, and this one is the bigger circle is the back carbon. This is the front carbon, this one is the front carbon, and the other one, the bigger circle, is the back carbon. And these are the hydrogen atoms bonded to the front carbon and the back carbon. This is Newman. This one is called Newman projection. Staggered conformation. All dihedral angles between all the hydrogens is 60 degrees Celsius, 60 degree. So this is staggered conformation. Staggered conformation. Similarly, here you see Sawhorse representation. The carbon bond, the two carbon are bonded through a straight line, a longer straight line. This is Sawhorse representation. Sawhorse representation. You see the back carbon, this hydrogen. You see this shape. It is Y. Y shaped. And this one, front carbon, it is inverted Y shaped. So when this type of conformation is there, it is known as staggered conformation. When back carbon is Y shaped and front carbon is inverted Y, it is staggered conformation. It is staggered conformation. If both the back carbon and front carbon, the atoms connected are in Y shaped, then it is eclipsed conformation. Eclipsed conformation. Okay. Now this one is eclipsed conformation. Eclipsed conformation. In eclipsed conformation, the first one is Newman projection. See this Newman projection, the front carbon and the back carbon, the atoms on the front carbon and the atoms on the back carbon, the dihedral angle is 0. The dihedral angle is 0 between the front carbon atoms and the back carbon atoms. The dihedral angle is 0. When the dihedral angle is 0, in that case, it is known as eclipsed conformation. In that case, it is known as eclipsed conformation. Sawhorse projection, you see the back carbon, it is inverted Y, and the front carbon, again, it is inverted Y. So they same, inverted Y, inverted Y. It is eclipsed conformation. It is eclipsed conformation. Inverted Y, inverted Y. Atoms are converted on the inverted Y. See, back carbon and front carbon. This is a case of eclipsed conformation. In that case, the dihedral angle is 0. In this case, the dihedral angle is 0. In this case, the dihedral angle is 0. So what is the dihedral angle? The angle between the front carbon and back carbon atoms. See, this hydrogen on the front carbon and this hydrogen on the back carbon. The angle between these two hydrogen atoms or these two atoms is known as dihedral angle. And in this case, this dihedral angle is 60 degree. In this case, this dihedral angle is 60 degree. But in eclipsed conformation, this dihedral angle is 0 degree. The dihedral angle is 0 degree. Robin, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
In eclipse conformation, this dihedral angle is 0. Understood? And in
Yes,
case
sir.
of staggered conformation, the dihedral angle is 60 degree. The
Okay, sir.
dihedral angle is 60 degree. Now, Sahor's representation, see the back carbon, it is straight Y or Y-shaped. The atoms are connected on this Y-shaped bonds. Y-shaped bond. Bonding is like Y-shaped, okay? And in front carbon, it is inverted Y, you see? So if this is the case on front carbon and back carbon, it is known as staggered conformation. Staggered conformation in case of Sahor's representation. Similarly, in eclipse conformation, both the back carbon and front carbon, this bonding will be same, Y or inverted Y. In this case here it is inverted Y. See, it is like inverted Y. The structure is like inverted Y. Robin, understood?
Yes, sir.
Inverted Y, like we draw Y we draw na. So this one is
Yes,
like
sir.
inverted Y. Here also it is inverted Y. If both the carbon atoms, front and back carbon, if both are inverted Y or both are straight Y, in that case it is eclipsed conformation. In that case it is eclipsed conformation. Understood? Eclipsed
Yes,
conformation.
sir.
In eclipsed conformation, dihedral angle is 0. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Dihedral angle will be 0. In staggered conformation, the dihedral angle in this case, in ethane, the dihedral angle is 60 degree. Understood?
Yes, sir.
We'll take one more example. And this is important for our exam also. Butane or N-butane. Butane or N-butane. Okay. Conformations
Yes.
of N-butane. Only two conformations we have shown here, staggered and eclipsed. It exists in many conformations. It exists in at least 6 conformations. Understood?
Yes, sir.
6 conformations. See this in conformations of butane, this staggered conformation in Newman projection and Sahor's projection. See these two methyl groups, they are anti to each other. Back carbon methyl group and front carbon methyl group. They are anti to each other, or we can say they are 180 degree apart. They are 180 degree apart. So in this case, it is a staggered conformation. Understood? And
Yes,
see,
sir.
both these angles between this methyl group and this hydrogen atom, 60 degree. From this hydrogen atom to this hydrogen atom, 60 degree. From this hydrogen atom to this methyl group, 60 degree. All are 60 degree. Dihedral angles, all are 60 degree. And these two methyl group atoms, they are 180 degree apart. These are two bulky groups. Bulky groups. They are 180 degree apart. Understood?
Yes,
So this
sir.
is staggered conformation. Similarly, you see here in Sahor's projection, one is the back carbon. It is Y-shaped, and methyl is present. Methyl group is present at the bottom. Now on front carbon, the bonding is like inverted Y, and the methyl group is present at the top. So they are anti to each other, isn't it? They are
Yes, sir.
180 degree apart, and that is why it is a staggered conformation. That is why it is a staggered conformation. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now eclipse conformation. In eclipse conformation, I told you that the dihedral angle will be 0. Understood? See, this methyl
Yes, sir.
group on front carbon and methyl group on back carbon, the dihedral angle is 0. The dihedral angle is 0. Similarly, these two hydrogen atoms, dihedral angle is 0. And here also, the dihedral angle is 0. Similarly, in Sahar's projection, also, see this back carbon bonding, it is like inverted Y, isn't it? And the methyl
Yes,
group
sir.
is at the top. Methyl group is at the top. Similarly, on front carbon also, this bonding is like inverted Y, and the methyl group is at the top. So if we see from here, okay, so only this front carbon molecules will be visible. It means the angle between these front carbon atoms and back carbon atoms is 0. So this dihedral angle will be 0, and that is known as eclipsed conformation. Understood? Eclipsed
Yes, sir.
conformation. Eclipsed conformation. So you might have understood what is staggered conformation and eclipsed conformation. This is Newman projection and this is Sahar's projection. Newman projection, Sahar's projection. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Newman projection, Sahar's projection. Configurational isomers we had already discussed yesterday. Again, configurational isomers, there are two types: optical isomers or enantiomers, and geometrical isomers geometrical isomers. Enantiomers, again, we'll discuss enantiomers, and in enantiomers, we'll discuss enantiomers and diastereomers. Okay? Enantiomers and diastereomers. Anyone can tell me what is enantiomer or what are enantiomers? What are enantiomers? Robin, what are enantiomers?
Chiral compound, sir.
Chiral, but they are they are mirror images, but they are non-superimposable mirror images. They make mirror images. They make mirror images, but
Yes,
they
sir.
are non-superimposable. But they are non-superimposable.
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 Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll discuss again. Enantiomers. In detail, we'll discuss about enantiomers. See, the chiral compounds, they are also known as stereoisomers. The chiral compounds having non-superimposable mirror image relationship. The chiral compounds having non-superimposable mirror image relationship are called enantiomers. And this phenomena is known as enantiomerism. And this phenomena is known as enantiomerism. Or when a compound and its mirror image, when a compound, any molecule, when a compound or any molecule and its mirror image are not superimposable, they are different chiral compounds, called enantiomers. They are not they have mirror images. It makes a mirror image, but these two mirror images are not superimposable. Robin, what do you understand by superimposable?
When the angle between them is 0, sir.
No. Superimposable. Am
When
I visible?
placed on.
Am I visible to you?
Yes, sir.
See, this is superimposable. All the atoms, suppose this is a molecule and this is a mirror image, the other one, all is placed one against the other. So it is superimposable, this relationship. But this is a mirror image, this is a molecule, suppose this is an object, and its mirror image will be like this, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And if we place, it is not superimposable. See,
Superimposable.
it is not superimposable, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So it is a enantiomer. This object is enantiomer. So these two images are enantiomers. Understood?
Yes.
What is
Yes, sir.
superimposable? When a
They can
compound,
be placed on top of each other.
okay. So when a compound and its mirror image are not superimposable, they are different chiral compounds called enantiomers. Then they are known as enantiomers. A chiral compound, okay, this is not important. We'll take examples. See here. This is, yesterday also we discussed about lactic acid. Day before yesterday we had discussed about lactic acid. So this is a stereogenic center or a stereo center. As I had told you, stereo center. What are the stereo centers? What are stereo centers? A center or a carbon which is connected to 4 different group of atoms. 4 different atoms or group of atoms. So this is a this is a chiral carbon, and also known as a stereo center, isn't it? It is known as a stereo center. So this is a lactic acid, this molecule, okay, and this one is, there is a mirror, and this one is the mirror image. This one is the mirror image. If we want to draw the mirror image, say this molecule, this carbon, SM we can write, okay. Now this bonding, methyl group bonding will be close to this one. Similarly, this one will come here. This hydrogen bond will come here, and this will remain the same, okay. Now, this is the mirror image. But if we want to superimpose this molecule on this, its mirror image, it is non-superimposable. What it is? It is non-superimposable. If we place this molecule over this, as it is, we don't have to rotate it. As it is, we have to place. Suppose we take it out from the paper and add it as it is. If we place here, it is non-superimposable. Okay. So in that case, the molecules are known as enantiomers. So these are the enantiomers of lactic acid. One is D-lactic acid. The other one is L. D for dextrorotatory, L for levorotatory. D for dextrorotatory, L for levorotatory. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So enantiomers have non-superimposable mirror images relationship. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now the properties of enantiomers. Properties of enantiomers. Why we are discussing properties of enantiomers? Because in examination, you may be asked differentiate between enantiomers and diastereomers. Remember, 3 marks question may come. Differentiate between enantiomers and diastereomers. Differentiate between enantiomers and diastereomers. So what are the properties of enantiomers? Enantiomers have identical physical properties like melting point, boiling point, densities, refractive indices, solubility, etc. So enantiomers, the physical properties are same, only physical properties. Hence, it cannot be separated by fractional distillation or crystallization. This point is not important. This point is important. They have identical physical properties. Okay. Enantiomers have one or more asymmetric chiral carbon atom. Asymmetric chiral carbon atom. Enantiomers have one or more chiral carbon atom. Enantiomers are optically active. What do you mean by optically active? Robin, what do you mean by optically active?
Chiral compound, sir.
No. Optically active means they can rotate the plane polarized light like dextrorotatory or levorotatory. They can rotate the plane polarized light in whether it is left side or right side, levorotatory
Okay,
or
sir.
dextrorotatory. These kind of compounds are known as optically active compounds. So enantiomers are optically active compounds. Understood? Chiral
Yes, sir.
compounds, optically active compounds. Now the next one. Enantiomers have identical chemical properties except towards optical active reagents. So chemical properties are also same except optical activity. Except optical activity. They are stereoisomers that are mirror images. This is we know. This thing we know. This thing we know. They are stereoisomers that are mirror images. Two enantiomers rotate plane polarized light to an equal extent. So these two enantiomers, whether it is D and L form, dextrorotatory or levorotatory forms, they can rotate the plane polarized light to an equal extent, to an equal extent, but in the opposite direction. One will rotate in left side, other will rotate to the right side, but the degree of rotation will be the same. Understood? But the degree of rotation will be the same. Just go to the right. Opposite sides, but the degree of rotation will be same. An equal amount of two enantiomers is called a racemic mixture or a racemate. Understood? An equal amount of two enantiomers, 50-50%. An equal amount of two enantiomers, D and L forms, is called a racemic mixture or a racemate. In that case, the mixture will be optically inactive. In that case, the mixture will be optically inactive because one is rotating left side, the other one is rotating right side. So both will cancel each other. So the mixture will become optically inactive. It will not rotate the plane polarized light. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Already we have discussed this one. Now we'll discuss diastereomers or diastereoisomers or diastereoisomerism. What are diastereomers? Different. Diastereo means in Greek word diastereo means different. Meros means parts. Different forms. In other words, different forms. Diastereoisomers. They are not mirror images. 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 So first we'll discuss what are diastereomers or diastereoisomers. Stereoisomers, these are the stereoisomers having no mirror images. They do not have mirror images. Having no mirror images relationship are called diastereoisomers or diastereomorphs, and this phenomenon is called as diastereoisomerism. Diastereoisomerism. So what are diastereoisomers? They do not have mirror images, neither they are superimposable. They are not superimposable. They are not superimposable. They are not mirror images and they are not superimposable. They are non-superimposable. They are not mirror images and also they are not superimposable. When a compound and its mirror image are superimposable, they are identical. A chiral compound are called diastereoisomers. Okay. When a compound and its mirror image are superimposable, they are identical achiral compounds are called diastereoisomers. An achiral compound has plane of symmetry. This we'll discuss later, plane of symmetry. You see, diastereomers, one example we have taken this tartaric acid. See this tartaric acid having two asymmetric carbon atoms. These two asymmetric carbon atoms. See this one. First one and second one. See the first one and second one. First one and second one. First one and second one. See, this is not mirror image. Can you see? No mirror image relationship. This molecule, the mirror image, this is the mirror image of this molecule. But it is not no mirror image relationship. You see here, first, second, third, and fourth. This and this one, first one and third one. No mirror image relationship between structure 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. See this one and this one. These are non-mirror images. This one and this one, this one and this one. So they are diastereomers. This one, first and third, second and fourth. They are diastereomers. They are diastereomers. Understood, Robin? They are
Yes, sir.
diastereomers. See this first one and third one. If we see their mirror image relationship, see this one and this one. This one is not the mirror image of this one, or this one is not the mirror image of this one. There is no mirror image relationship between first one and the third one. First one and the third one. And they are not superimposable also. Similarly, this second one and fourth one. You see, second one and fourth one. This there is no mirror image relationship. There is no mirror image relationship. Second one and the fourth one. So this type of stereoisomers are known as distereoisomers. These type of stereoisomers are known as distereoisomers or diastereomers. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, properties of diastereomers. Only 3 minutes are left, so we'll discuss it quickly. Diastereomers have different physical properties. They have different physical properties. They can be separated by fractional distillation. Diastereoisomers may or may not have asymmetric chiral carbon atom. They may or may not have chiral carbon atom. Diastereoisomers may or may not be optically active. They may or may not be optically active. Diastereoisomers have similar but not identical chemical properties. Similar but not identical. Similar but not identical. They are stereoisomers that are not mirror images. They are stereoisomers. They are stereoisomers, but they are not mirror images. Understood? They are not mirror images. This we want to discuss. Now, we have to discuss differences between enantiomers and diastereomers. These are the differences between enantiomers and diastereomers. Robin? Robin? Hello? Hello,
Yes,
Robin?
sir.
Have you taken a screenshot of the
Yes, sir.
participants? Screenshot of the participants. Only 10 students are there.
Yes, sir.
You can WhatsApp me. Okay, you take this this screenshot. Difference between enantiomers and diastereomers. Enantiomers and diastereomers. We'll discuss it later. Only 2 minutes are left. We'll discuss tomorrow. Differences between
Yes, sir.
enantiomers and diastereomers. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Differences between enantiomers and diastereomers we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. If you have any question, you can ask.
Yes, sir.
If you have any question, you can ask.
No question, sir.
Okay. So I'll end the meeting, okay?
Okay, sir.